Divine Feminine feels very cluttered in her mind right now. She is urged to write any thoughts down in a journal or a diary, or even her phone notes, so that she does not have so much going on upstairs in her head. Feminine feels a lot of things are changing and happening right now. She is finally getting everything she has dreamed of. She is manifesting abundance massively in her life. I see a potential new home, new life, could be a pregnancy or fertility, a new space or fresh outlook on life she has recently embarked on. There is an excitement about her, but she still is waiting around in limbo. She is feeling extremely impatient. The next few weeks will transition for her completely, and she won't feel stagnant anymore. She will be rushed forward into a new journey of complete wholeness and newness and self-appreciation for how far she has come. She is looking back over the last few years and giving herself a pat on the back, or even toasting a drink to herself to celebrate her growth. Well done, Divine Feminines. Cheers to you. I can see she has been feeling like she has been a hermit to the whole world. She's been so isolated from her friends, her family, her divine counterpart, and any other masculines for some time now, and thinks of herself as being different. She knows she does not belong in certain circles around certain people of a lower vibration. So she's divinely protected herself and worked closely with Spirit without even knowing she is doing so. Spirit team around her are all applauding her for doing such great work on herself. Divine Feminine has been having sudden urges recently when she wanted to reignite the flame spontaneously with her masculine, which is out of her character because she's surrendered and she's been at peace for so long, for a long time. She sometimes forgets about her masculine and his life and problems, but recently she has been wondering, should I reach out to him? Should I check on him? Or should I accept his previous advances? Divine says, listen to yourself, feminine. A lot of feminines are having little doubt, but know to stand firm in their power. Anything that would potentially upset feminine or distract her, she has no time for. So if she has any doubt in her mind that it would be a bad idea, she will listen to her intuition and she will stay true to herself and to realise that masculine has still some work to do without her. You'll always be pulled to your masculine, always, but Divine wants you to know that you have to completely wholeheartedly trust and surrender that when the masculine comes back to reconnect and be true to himself, he will express himself wholeheartedly and take immediate action that will lead to a marriage or a long-term commitment, and you won't doubt his intentions. But until then, ignore all other advances, as these are parts of the test to see how strong you are standing in your power. Butterflies are hard to catch, but you have to work hard to get a hold of them and to win them back. So that's the type of analogy Spirit's giving me right now. And like all Disney movies where the princesses are in the castles locked up with dragons protecting them, or they are in a deep slumber, only to be rescued and saved from their masculine, it's because the masculine has to work hard to learn how to reach his feminine and to meet her on her level. Take note as if you're the princess locked up in the castle. Don't make yourself too accessible to outside energies. You are sacred. The reason feminine is getting these pulls right now and sudden sexual urges is because the energy is transmitting from her masculine over to her on a subconscious level. They are in a desperate need of their feminine, feeling for them and wanting to hold them and look after them. A lot of divine masculines will be sending late night messages out of the blue, which is out of his character also, and also at strange times, adding their feminine on social medias, asking you to accept them, messaging you with random pictures or quotes or even videos that relate to the both of you. For example, if you have children with your divine masculine, he will send you a random video of your child and them together. If you were married to your masculine and are in separation, he will send you videos or pictures of you that relate to your union. Or if you're in separation completely, they'll send you a song or a picture or a memory that they have on their memories in their camera rolls, something that you can both remember and acknowledge as being special to the both of you, to get your attention and to pull your thoughts back to them, as they can feel you're energetically busy with other everyday activities. Divine Masculine has recently activated an old phone of his, or an old device belonging to them that they did not use for such a long time. In fact, when they were going through their separation with the fear stages with the Divine Feminine, they actually deleted or removed some of the content that would hurt them. They didn't really want to look at it at that time. But after years, months or weeks of the separation, the Masculine has now re-established a connection with his old device and found lots of pictures and memories of Divine Feminine. He has been staring at pictures of her face and her body and reminiscing the times where they were so deeply in love and besotted with each other. He does not understand how the connection has took a turn for the worse, and even though his actions majorly affected this connection, he is aware of that. He still does not really understand the journey and the twin flame aspect of things, but he is learning, and he knows it's a deep connection sent from the higher powers to him. He always wonders how he'll ever be able to get back to that feeling with his feminine, but he knows there was a lot of wrong completely on his part, and the feminine will always distrust him now through the way that he's acted, and he knows there'll always be a tainted connection going forward, as he didn't do the right things to honour the connection at the time. The feminine is thinking along the same lines as her masculine. She understands they have an amazing bond and connection, unlike anything else in this world and in this lifetime, and that they understand each other on a soul level. That means feminine feels she can forgive masculine and move forward, because she loves him unconditionally. However, there's still doubts in the feminine's mind, due to past special events being missed that she envisioned her masculine attending, or being next to her, or showing up for her in real life, in important times where she felt Divine Masculine should have been there for her, and he wasn't. She does not understand how she can move past this obstacle in her brain to fully surrender and forgive fully, knowing how much that deeply hurt her at the time. And if the shoe was on the other foot, she knows she would never have treated the masculine the same. If he was struggling or vulnerable, she would have been right there next to him, helping him. Divine Feminine is proud of herself because recently she's been able to think rationally and logically like her masculine, and think of how masculine may have been feeling at the time, out of his comfort zone, out of his normality, and under extreme pressure and stress within the connection. He may have said things he did not mean at the time, and she can see why this may have all been blown out of proportion. Feminine wants nothing more than a deep healing on both sides and a fully awakened counterpart energy. She knows she has done the work that the universe has demanded from her. She has learned a lot of inner child lessons and found the reasons why she was attracted to certain people in her life, going back to her past and her childhood, how she was treated, how she felt as a child really impacted the rest of her life, and who she met along her path. But it was all divinely guided, and this was part of her learning and her lesson. Divine Masculine pushed her to finally awaken. He held a large mirror up to her to reveal her demons, her abandoned self. And at the time, he abandoned her at the time she needed him the most. And that translated to feminine to rely on herself only and remember she had developed her abandonment wound in her childhood experiences. When she relied on people the most, they betrayed her. The twin flame journey catapults counterparts into an awakening for many different reasons, but when you learn the lesson at hand, it is like winning the lottery. Divine Feminine only wants the masculine now to fully dive deep into his spiritual awakening and learn the lessons why he is the way he is also, without having to tell him to do that inner work. She wants her masculine to figure out things now and take action. But feminine knows to surrender and not rely on someone else's spiritual journey. She only knows how to rely on herself and meet her own needs, which has given her control back over her own life and well-being, and it is a great satisfaction. The universe has really tried to put pressure on this diamond, and recently they have upped the ante by not only making things difficult in her union with her masculine, but also disconnecting her from certain family members. The family members that caused the inner child to feel abandoned. She thought she would not have to disconnect from these people. Spirit team is trying to make feminine aware that not everyone has the same frequency as the feminine. Not even blood family members. Some family members only want you to benefit their life or make them feel better about themselves because they are going through a bad time or a tough time and only thinking about themselves. They don't really believe in you. They don't want you to survive and thrive without them. So they pull you down with their words or their actions towards you. The universe has tried to open feminine's eyes for a long time regarding certain connections in her life. Universe is so proud of divine feminine because recently she's said no, finally, to these connections and people who make you feel bad. She's fully honouring herself and loving herself and her own unique characteristics. She will not let anyone speak to her in any type of way. If she's distanced herself from her divine masculine, which was like her soul has died and was reborn again, then she can distance herself from anyone. And that's what I'm hearing her saying, no more toxic energy at all. Distance does not mean forever. It means that you are having a break away from people who have annoyed you or they've tried to pull you down for your own good and healing until they heal themselves. They choose not to heal themselves, then that shouldn't matter to you. That is their issue and their life to deal with. You've got your own life and you need to focus on your own goals. Focus on your own well-being and always make sure you have enough financial stability for yourself and your family and create your own life going forward. You'll be happy regardless with help from God, the universe and your spirit team. They're all around you. I can see Divine Feminine has been distancing herself from prayer lately, probably because she's too busy with her life and she feels overwhelmed with everything that's changing and going on. There are lots of new energy being felt, which could be distracting her from her usual connection with spirit. She does not mean to distance herself from spirit, but Feminine has just been in a state of confusion lately. She's felt very tired, extremely exhausted in fact. I can see Divine Feminine reaching out to her friends or close ones, telling them how she is actually so tired and how she can't believe how tired she is. Close, good friends around her are her soul family. They want her to survive and do well. You can say that they are speaking messages to Divine Feminine that her angels want her to know, which is rest and take things slowly, one step at a time. Fail to prepare or prepare to fail. I'm hearing that. If you slow down, you will know what you need to do and what to prioritise first in your life. Write a note, write a to-do list, start organising your thoughts and feelings and honour what you truly desire. Also, I am getting a strong message that the divine is warning you. Forget preparing so much for the future dates and try and always be ready and willing for the now. What this means is, for example, if you got a phone call tonight from your masculine out of the blue, which is very possible right now, and they asked you to go and meet for a coffee and a chat about something important, you would have to run around like a headless chicken getting prepared, doing your tan, doing your makeup, doing your hair or your nails, getting someone to look after the kids or tidying up your home, whatever it is you would have to do in order to free up your time to spend with your counterpart is what Spirit wants you to keep on top of now, just in case. You need to always feel like your best self and don't put yourself last. For example, keep on top of your hair maintenance, keep on top of your nails or your weight. I'm hearing that a lot of Divine Feminines are currently on a diet or a diet that's going to benefit them for a holiday. I'm hearing it's very good that you're cleansing all the badness out of your body, but just know that this divine meeting could happen at any time from now, and it could be unexpected that you want to be ready now and you want to be feeling your best self and looking your best self. Because I am seeing a lot of unions this winter. Your divine masculine loves you no matter how you are. If you've just woke up in the morning, you're not prepared in the slightest, he will love you no different to when you are looking your best. But it all comes down to how you feel your best. It all starts from within. and the confidence will radiate when you have all your jobs ticked off the list and you're organised. Divine masculines are in a state of constant reminiscing of places they have visited with their divine feminine. Things they have seen together, people they have known together, foods they have ate together, celebrations they have experienced. New Year's Eve is really prominent. All of a sudden, they're thinking about New Year's Eve. You may have spent a New Year's Eve once or many times with your masculine, or something significant may have happened on a new year that divine masculine has been thinking about heavily recently. For some reason, it's coming up as a regret of his. Something he may have done to you or not done for you around New Year's is bothering him right now. A lot of past emotions are coming up. He's in deep thought about the arguments you may have had, the reasons why you could have argued with him, and he is realising that he was very inexperienced. Maybe he could have had his first real relationship with you, or you are his first true love, and he had no idea how to truly treat you. He's feeling very vulnerable and no idea how you truly feel about him. He's feeling very low most of the time with little to no appetite. I'm seeing the only food he wants to eat is food alongside his feminine. He's been driving past a Chinese spot or a chicken spot that you both enjoyed at one time. He's maybe ordered food alone that he would have normally had with his feminine, and he would never have known about this particular food had it not been for his feminine. Masculine is truly in love and feels overwhelmed by his feminine. He knows he will never be in love like this again, which is one of the major things that he is thinking now. He believes if there's no other love for him out there, maybe he can find another feminine that is maybe easier to deal with, for example. He'll always have the constant thought of his divine counterpart in his brain that is imprinted in him now. I can see heavily that he tries to keep himself to himself, but he sometimes doesn't know how to process his own feelings or emotions without the help of others to push him along. This doesn't mean that he's not able to make his own decisions. He's always just had decisions made for him in his life, which could be one of his inner child wounds that needs looked at. These lessons and feelings are coming strong now for the masculine, for him to realise that he has his own thoughts and he can create his own reality. The people around divine masculine's life, who feminine didn't necessarily trust or like, have been absent in masculine's life for quite some time now. He is left with his soul family around him who only want the best for him. He sometimes doesn't trust these people, but when it comes to his connection with feminine, I can see these people urge him to be with his counterpart. I'm hearing them tell him there's no one out there who will love you more than your feminine. These individuals I'm seeing are two males slightly older than your masculine. They would want to see you both reunite in this lifetime and would be very happy about this. In fact, if you had a union, it would push these individuals to make better decisions in their own love lives and make them believe in true love again. The counterparts are put into people's lives for a reason, and they benefit and influence love connections all around them without even knowing. Divine masculine's head is all over, and as he knows what he wants to do, he knows what it is that he should do. He knows what other people would like him to do, and he also knows what some individuals in his family would not like him to do. So he is in a state of trying to balance out all these emotions, and he has been putting them away and pushing them down for around 2.5 years now. It's bubbling up to the surface around a full moon, and everything that is done in the dark will come to the light, and it will all be illuminated for all to see. And he knows this, which is why he is feeling under pressure. His feminine always told him this. She is 10 steps ahead, and he does trust his feminine. Both counterparts are longing for a serious conversation regarding their connection and their feelings towards each other. I can see this conversation happening in a vehicle or a park when the weather is nice out. Both want to validate what the other is thinking or feeling towards them at this time, as the journey is almost driving them crazy. They know they are connected on a spiritual level at all times, and even though separated, they feel very much together, which is strange. It's a strange feeling when they have not seen each other in some time. They almost belong to each other, and even though they are separate and classed as single individuals, they always feel like the other has their eye on the other one, which actually stops them from making certain decisions in their life. Ironically, both counterparts feel and think exactly the same when trying to branch out into others. They always consider how the counterpart would feel regarding this, almost as if they are betraying their counterpart in a way, which leads to a lot of decisions being called off, as it is not worth the time or the effort, which has saved a lot of drama or conflict in the long run. Divine Masculine knows there is no point in indulging in pointless, meaningless sexual activity with others that could potentially lead to something like a pregnancy or a long-term commitment with someone who they do not want to be long-term with. Same goes for Feminine. She has had lots of offers with different suitors who are easier to be with, but there is such a lack of attraction that Divine Feminine is questioning herself, wondering if she'll ever gain her sexuality or feelings that she once felt back. Divine has confirmed that she will be sexually attracted again and be in turn desired. She will also have the capability to desire again, all in divine timing. All when it is supposed to happen, but for now she has been isolated and very busy. For a reason, Spirit is trying to get her on her own so they can have a word with her. Divine Feminine may have been also receiving downloads that are very direct and clear, visions to her future. She is receiving clairvoyance on another level. She always knows she is intuitive and almost witchy, but right now she's feeling like she can predict things that she should not know. She's hearing loud ringing noises in her ears, which is Spirit directly trying to communicate to her and open up her clairvoyance. She might be hearing random songs on the radio or even voices that are not scary to her, but are trying to tell her something directly. It's all to try and help Divine Feminine and guide her and keep her positive on her journey, as sometimes she has been having doubts recently. And although Divine Feminine has came a long way, sometimes they feel like they just want to give up, or they want to slip back into old patterns that don't serve them. And every time you get a thought like this, just change it to a positive and don't slip back into anything that's going to potentially lower your vibration. Always stay on the right, bright side of life. It's only going to get better from here that I'm seeing. And Divine Feminine and Masculine has been through the ultimate worst time for the last few years, being apart and also learning a lot of lessons. Both counterparts should be extremely proud of themselves and how they've handled certain situations that they wouldn't have handled so good in the past. You are transforming like a butterfly in time for next year. Divine Feminine will be coming out of hermit mode in the coming weeks and wanting to explore. They are turning on their creativity and creating a lot of good positive shifts, taking care of self and getting ready for a sudden message or a meetup with Masculine, which will be filled with so much sexual tension and desire. And Divine Masculines are staying grounded and stable, not seeing too many people around this time. They're in hermit mode, they're travelling and they're thinking and processing their feelings and having a lot of talks in the coming weeks and wanting to explore. Divine Masculines will experience speaking to a random person that they don't know in a coffee shop or a cafe. For example, a complete stranger, an older guy, they will be asking the stranger questions that they feel like they need the answers to and they need their opinion. And unbeknown to them, the stranger that is put directly into the Divine Masculine's path will be an angel sent to help him in a human form. This angel will already be aware of this divine masculine story so far and will be directly communicating to the masculine to take action, to take control of his future regarding his relationship with his feminine and every problem surrounding it, and advising the masculine to take the plunge, take the risk, or he will regret it forever. This will heavily resonate with masculines and potentially be the reason that he next gets in touch after speaking with someone about his problem in more depth, finally after a long time of keeping it all bottled up. Stay very grounded and relaxed at this time and don't take anything to heart. Don't let your ego come into this equation and have an ego death. Your soul and your happiness is more important. If you do receive messages from your counterpart, be reluctant to directly respond until you know the energies are right. Take it easy and don't react to anything right now. Energies are intense and flying around at a rapid rate. Literally, what I'm getting is anything could happen during this time. There is no manual on how or when this is going to manifest into a reality, but I am seeing all sorts of things changing, and only positive changes will happen that will positively impact both counterparts and bring them into a physical meeting or to have a conversation about union. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide, I'm going to find you and make you want me, is the song Synchronicity at this time that you may subconsciously sing or hear on the radio, and this is a divine masculine to divine feminine energy. Follow, like, share, subscribe, and wait for the next download direct from Divine. Thanks for watching.